Hello and welcome to our WNBA Nightly Book Reviews. My name is Joe Schmo, and this evening we'll be interviewing Tom Clancy's promoter, Rod Furtick, about Tom Clancy's riveting new best-selling novel entitled Without Remorse. Good evening, Rod.
Good evening, Joe.
First of all, tell us a little about the plot.
Well, Joe, the plot is truly amazing. It all starts when a man named John Kelly picks up a runaway prostitute on the side of the road. Then she's killed by her old bosses, and he vows revenge. From there, he goes on a hunt for the killers, but he gets sidetracked in Vietnam while heading an operation to rescue some POWs.
Tell me, who is this John Kelly?
John Kelly is an ex-Navy SEAL who's about 30 to 35 years old. His wife has died recently, and now he's a kind of a loner, doing odd jobs for the government and living on his 18-foot fishing boat.
Are there any other characters that are important to the plot?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact, there is. A nurse named Sandy O'Toole is extremely important to the plot. Sandy is a nurse at a local hospital, and she becomes John Kelly's nurse when he gets shot. She's also around 35 years old, and her husband Tom was killed in the Vietnam War. She's immediately attracted to John Kelly, but she's extremely wary of him because he reminds her a lot of her former husband Tom, and she's afraid John will leave her in the same way Tom did.
Well, those sure are certainly captivating characters, but there must be more. Why is this book near the top of the bestseller list?
Well, let me give you a couple of examples of Tom Clancy's fascinating writing. The first passage I'll read to you is when John Kelly is in the hospital. He's suffered severe neck trauma because he was shot in the back of the neck with a shotgun. He's just seen a picture of his dead girlfriend, and Sandy O'Toole is trying to reconstruct what happened on his face the moment he saw the photograph. Kelly's face had transformed itself. Only an instant, like opening a door into some other place, and she'd seen something she had never imagined, something very old and feral and ugly. The eyes not wide, but focused on something she could not see, the pallor of his face not that of shock, but of rage. His hands balled briefly into fists of quivering stone, and then his face had changed again. There had been comprehension to replace the blind, killing rage, and what she'd seen next was the most dangerous sight she had ever beheld, though she knew not why. When the door closed, Kelly's eyes shut, and when he opened them, his face was unnaturally serene. The complete sequence had not taken 4 seconds, she realized, all of it while Rosen and Douglas had been scuffling against the wall. He'd passed from horror to rage to understanding, then to concealment. But what had come in between comprehension and disguise was the most frightening thing of all. What had she seen on the face of this man? It took her a moment to answer the question. Death was what she had seen. Controlled, planned, disciplined. But it was still death, living in the mind of a man. And the second passage I'll read to you takes place in the POW camp. An American there has just realized he has revealed the secrets of air defense to his interrogator, Koila Grishinov. Koila Grishinov is working for the Vietnamese. He is a Russian native. He's working for the Vietnamese, and he's getting information out of prisoners by showing compassion rather than torturing them. And in this passage, the American, Robin Zacharias, has just realized that he has revealed vital national security secrets. "I told you everything," the American said, looking down at the map. Then his eyes closed and his shoulders shook. Grishinov embraced him to ease the pain he saw. "Robin, you told me how to protect the children of my country. I have not lied to you. My father did leave his university to fight the Germans. I did evacuate Moscow as a child. I did lose friends that winter in the snow. Little boys and little girls, Robin. Children froze to death. It did happen. I did see it. And I did betray my country," Zacharias whispered. The realization had come with the speed and violence of a falling bomb. How could he have been so blind, so stupid? Robin leaned back, feeling a sudden pain in his chest, and at that moment he prayed it was a heart attack. For the first time in his life, wishing for death, but it wasn't. It was just a contraction of his stomach and the release of a large quantity of acid, just the perfect thing, really, to eat away at his stomach, as his mind ate away the defenses of his soul. He'd broken faith with his country and his God. He was damned.
Wow, if Mr. Clancy can write like that, he must have written a lot of other amazing pieces of literature as well.
Why, yes, as a matter of fact, he has. He's written books such as The Hunt for the Red October, Patriot Games, and Clear and Present Danger that have already been made into movies, as well as other novels such as Debt of Honor, The Sum of All Fears, and Cardinal of the Kremlin.
Amazing. What a list of fine books. What do others think about this book, Without Remorse?
Well, the New York Times Magazine says, it's a big, compelling plot with an excellent narrative. My mom says, it's a powerful story of intrigue, courage, and a revealing look at the depravity as well as virtue of the human spirit. And my dad says, my wife didn't pay any attention to me for a full week because of the silly book.
Certainly sounds like a winner to me. How do we get our hands on it?
It's probably in your local bookstore right now. And remember, don't wait. If you're in the mood for a thrilling book, you'll make the obvious choice of Without Remorse.
Push the stop button.